Hello everyone, we'll be starting shortly. I'm getting me set up before we begin today's stream. Right. Paste there. Okay, that's all good. That's been posted. It's all good. I think we are good to go. So hello everyone, welcome to another stream of the Wright Trilogy. Today we're starting slightly early than normal, just a few minutes. Mainly because there's not going to be much able to be streamed today, maybe at maximum an hour. If I can push it past that, that'd be great, but we'll have to see because I'm currently waiting for something to get here. And when that gets here, I'll have to either end the stream or leave it for until the hour's over and then, you know, stop the stream when we get to that hour. But other than that, yes. So, welcome. We're going to be playing more Wright today. We are going to be doing the new case that came up, which is apparently a pass case, which is Mia's first case. And we shall see where that goes, shall we? Last time we had actually managed to finish off doing the... what was it? We ended up finishing off the case of... something? It wasn't the theft one. It was stolen identity. We saw me, like Maya in like a nice waitress outfit, and then we saw me in a nice waitress outfit. Met a creepy woman of the Cadaverini family, and we found Wright's doppelganger, who looked nothing like him. The only thing that was the same was the hair, but apparently that was enough to convince people. So, you know, other than that, we managed to get Maggie Bird all free charge, and she was happy when we gave her the food. It was all nice, and yeah. But without further ado, we shall begin today's stream. Hey, Sean. Random voice in your head speaking again. It is me. And a paper badge. Paper badge, too. The best kind of badge. Yeah. Do. Come on, game. Get to the big screen. Right. Continue. We're going to be doing the intro again. Ugh. The girl. Let her go. Apparently this happened in the 80s or 70s. Shut up. Come closer, and I kill her. I actually know what the guy's going to sound like. I'm just doing random voices. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. Boom. Again, it looks like he's in a hospital room. I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Fugitive dater. Picture. Terry Falls. Kidnapping, murder, sentence, death penalty. He already has a noose around his neck. I didn't notice that last time. After escaping, Falls met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. We captured an Eagle Mountain at about 8 hours after his escape. Our very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. This is one case I remember the least about in the game. 6 years earlier, Mia Fey first traveled. Well then, you're in for a ride. Because I remember this one the most. Doesn't mean I remember the answers. I just remember this one the most because it's kind of dark for a kid's game. Like even if the rest of the game's like got murder and stuff, yeah. February 16th, 9:24 a.m. So this would have been what, like the early 2000s? Because I think it said that Phoenix joins in like 2010 or something. This might be 2005. Anyway, defendant lobby number 4. I'm nervous. I feel like I'm gonna die. I never should have accepted this case. Oh, hi. Good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia. I didn't do nothing. I swear, I didn't kill nobody. Terry Falls, my first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago and now a prison escapee. Wait. Sentenced to death 5 years ago, but he's still alive. As subconscious has blocked out the trauma of this case. Maybe. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and try to relax him. So, why did you escape anyway? I'm sorry. I do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. I didn't escape from nowhere. But Mr. Falls, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Sorry, I told a little lie. Oh boy. Anyway, I didn't do it. I didn't kill nobody. Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? I'm really, really sorry. They sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear it, I'd kill her. I'd never do that. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. We do have a waiting list for death penalty inmates. I mean, I know they have a thing called death row in America that, you know, they go through each person that's going through to get, you know, killed next. But, like, I didn't think the wait list was that long. 5 years. Police wagon when he crashed. Then about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. The police believe that Terry Falls did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman? Yeah, I did. One moment. Sorry about that. Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped. So that much is true. He did meet with the victim. I didn't kill her. She was alive when I left. She was alive. It's true. I can't trust him, right? I mean, I should. Huh. Oh, hello. I guess I'll... It's kind of obvious, but I'm just going to try and... Blase bastas. I wonder how he got those scars and stitches. You want to know how he got those scars? You're not going to figure out the truth by just staring at the guy. Why are you here? I get to see how our little kitten was doing all alone in the big scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. Where's Mr. Grossberg? Ha! That old man is probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando. I didn't say... So, Diego Armando, the furthest attorney at Grossberg Law Offices, is here for me? No. You got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine, an escaped death row convict for a first client. Yeah, thanks. I sure wish I could get out of it, though. Ha, relax. I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well. Really? However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned the reputation as a genius since beginning his law career. Genius? Well, it's about time to head in, kitten. Sharpen those claws of yours, it's go time. Either way, thank God the ass man is not being part of this case. Yeah. A solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple childlike voice, I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. 16th, 10 a.m. That's not the judge. It's the Canadian one. What is now on trial for the session of Terry Falls, eh? The defense is ready, Your Honor. It's baby Edgeworth! Look at him! He's so young! What the fuck? I have to try and do a young Edgeworth. How do I do that? I guess more of just a higher posh voice. The prosecution is ready for a while, Your Honor. I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers. Yes, Your Honor. Amir Faye. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. So you're the new prosecutor everyone's talking about, eh? They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age. I'm turning Scottish. At 20? Oh, Your Honor. I guess a little kitten hasn't earned itself much of a reputation yet, huh? Come on, Mia, you can't lose. Not to someone younger than you. Huh. Young people running a trial. I'm not sure how I feel about that. He's Scottish now. I've just made it. Whatever. I can't do Canadian. I wonder what if Mia had knowledge about using the Megatama as a lie detector. Maybe, but that might just be because of Pearl being able to do it, because I think it's different per person that does it, or something with the way that Maya was going on about it anyway. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon, is that correct? Precisely. But the defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, the policewoman was murdered. So we're here to determine if Mr. Falls was responsible for her death? You got it, kitten. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Falls, was sentenced to death in this very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. A truly horrible crime. I remember it well. Did it come over to Canada when it was being established? Well, I guess that's fine then. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Correct. But in the end, what finally decided the case was, he's standing like Von Karma. He's got his arm crossed, he's going to start gripping his shirt in a minute. He was a lot more extravagant as a 20. And certain witness testimony. A witness testimony. Miles Von Karma, yeah. The testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. She arrested Mr. Falls at the scene and later testified against him. She said she witnessed Mr. Falls throw his young victim into the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. So Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away. That policewoman you mentioned, that wouldn't be... Exactly, the victim. The same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Those of Von Karma were locked tight around his time in both Edgeworth and Courts. Yeah, true. Aha! I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on their testimony escaped 2 days ago. With only one thing on his mind, to take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes, yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty.
Objection!
Wait a minute, that's not right. At least hear the case before you decide the outcome, Your Honor. Watch yourself, Miss Fay. I'm not sure I care for your word of choice, or your tone of voice. Why did you have to rhyme there? Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite. And now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. I call the defendant who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case. I'm trying really hard to not go into the normal voice. Oh, hey, he's wearing a lighter coat. He looks exactly the same. Witness, state your name and occupation. Gumshoe, Dick Gumshoe. I'm in the homicide detective in the charge of this case, sir. I finally got promoted to the detective division half a year ago. I don't believe anyone asked you about that. Hey, ma'am. You got any idea how much work it takes? What is it? You're really gorgeous. Jesus, Gumshoe, come on. Excuse me? No, seriously. My heart is aching for you. He was a weirdo. He was a creep. What the fuck, Gumshoe? Become old. Become older already. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up on contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache. Okay, I got it. Now, Detective, tell us about the incident. Yes, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran of the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. That much is already stated in the autopsy report. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself. Yes, sir, gotcha. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here. This color. This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. And the river that runs under this is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at police checkpoint when he was trying to make his getaway, sir. Wow, Gumshoe, he's either a really big creep or is a hit with the ladies. Maybe. I see. Dusky Bridge added to the court record. 40 foot. Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge. Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there was no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that they even met there. Your Honor, if you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you will be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Why, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm not sure I like your wagging your finger at me as though I was some hoser. Detective, proceed with your testimony. Yes, sir. Here we go, Mia. Hang on. Okay, now, listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake and this guy will drink you for morning tea. Trust me, I can get ready. Summary of the incident. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Falls. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Falls was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. Why did they feel the need for a second judge? I know it has a reason for the next case, but it's still strange. I guess they just wanted to make it show that there was more than one judge, because it was like we always got the same judge. So we're just like, you know what? Make up a second one so then it feels like there's more people that are judges. I would have preferred it was a female judge, but whatever. It's fine. Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge. Naturally. Now, would the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination? Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination coming right up. Hey, settle down there, kitten. If you keep trembling like that, you're going to make me spill my coffee. I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here. The courtroom could be cold battlefield, all right, especially for a beginner. I don't need you to worry about me. I mean, the defendant, the witness, everyone's a beginning here. Ha, you got me there. But maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you've got, kitten. Good point, but then we never see him again. Wasted opportunity, perhaps. Yeah, probably. It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all night watching. This unknown person, you have no idea who it might be, right? Sorry, but I'm afraid I do. What? The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Falls. What? Defendant? The defendant called her? Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about a phone call with Mr. Falls. A note? Yeah, a top-secret memo that she left in her desk. Victim's note added to the court record. Confidential police materials written by the victim. Okay. According to this note, it seems the one who called over to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Falls. Whose bright idea was it to keep that note from me? Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer. Is that the detective's fault? He's the one that said unknown person. Hey now, don't make that face at me. I just said it was that way because the prosecutor told me to. Was that a trap? With that cute face, I didn't expect to be so sneaky. With that cute face and handsome body and massive pecs. It's like, Mia, calm down. Jesus Christ. Huh. A bridge up in the mountains, but why meet there? Because it is a very important place to the defendant, that's why. What do you mean by that? If you remember, 5 years ago, the defendant kidnapped a young girl. He was chased onto that bridge, and it was there that he killed his hostage. And the place where all of this occurred, of course, is Dusky Bridge. Accent you're giving the judge, it reminds me of the first case in P. The very place where Sergeant Hawthorne arrested and handcuffed Mr. Falls. Returning to the scene of the crime. How nostalgic. Was the body of the victim discovered right away? Yeah, we were really on the ball. We found the victim within the hour of the murder. It was great. We even got to say, don't move. We got you surrounded. Wait a second. Isn't there something weird about that? The location was a suspension bridge up in the mountains. So how did they find out so quickly about the crime? Sergeant Hawthorne must have mentioned the phone call to someone else, right? If that's what happened, then she wouldn't have been killed. She never mentioned the phone call from Mr. Falls, but she left a note on her desk about it. If only I had noticed it earlier, maybe she'd still be alive. I wonder why she didn't mention the phone call to anyone. Mr. Falls had a car then. Well, that bridge is way up in the mountains, ma'am. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, how else, right? What? You mean the defendant drove his own car? No, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves. Is this guy sure about anything? Is this guy sure about how he feels about anything? I mean, it's the same thing, but whatever. This is the photo of the stolen car's trunk. There's a body in there. She actually looks kind of peaceful. Naturally, that's the body of the Valerie Hawthorne in there. Whoa, that doesn't look too comfortable. Is that all you care about? The victim. She was stabbed in the back, correct? Yeah. For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back. We're talking about a woman here. You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back nice and firm. The condition of the body, when it was discovered, is very important information. Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy about the trunk in the car? defendant have to say about this photo? What he always says, ma'am. I didn't do it. I didn't do nothing. That's all he says. Nothing? I wouldn't say he didn't do nothing. At the very least, you know he stole a car. It's just what he always says, Your Honor. And then he always says, sorry, I told a little lie. Or something like that. Well, in any case, it seems he was caught and arrested. Precisely. That certainly is some impressive police work. Well, no, actually. It was way too close for comfort. We set up at the checkpoint just after 5 p.m. We figured that Mr. Falls and I just tried to run. What do you mean it was too close for comfort? The two of them arranged to meet at 4:30 p.m. And it takes approximately 30 minutes to go from the bridge to the checkpoint. That was kind of close. Any later, Mr. Falls could have slipped right by. Listen up, kitten. There's a big trap waiting for you in that testimony. A trap? Walk into it carelessly and it will leave more than just a flesh wound. Fun, huh? But no, it's not. Well, if you want to have any chance at all, you better get some more information. And if you're going to get caught in a trap, it best be caught early. You can always look for contradictions elsewhere. Ever famous contradictions. Sure hope I can find some of those. Well, let me actually read it. 4:30 p.m. at that bridge, wear white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. To hell of this time, the whole truth must come out. White scarf. But there's no white scarf in the photo. "5 yards. Okay. Why would they meet on the bridge, though? Because it doesn't go anywhere. Because it's collapsed there. There's a photo, but I don't see anything strange. I see something strange. Witness! Just an awkward pause. What is it? Do you have something to say, Miss Faye? I'm sorry, I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've ever had to actually address someone like that. Video been stuttering, don't know if it's your end or YouTube. Currently I'm not having any drop frames. It might be YouTube. Let me know if it comes up again and I'll quickly check. I might need to actually view it on YouTube to see it. But yeah, this is the first time I've actually had to address someone like that. You should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Faye, I'm not sure I like this. Huh. Say there, little kid. Want a piece of my coffee candy? Candy? Well, you're too young to be drinking real coffee. Too young? What is she like? She's like 20. Or she's actually older than Edward, so she'd be like 21, 22. Come on, Mia. Shake it off. You're a lawyer. Just now. Just now. Okay. I'll leave it open and I'll check just in case again when it comes up. Detective. Yes, ma'am? This photo. You said that there was nothing peculiar about it. Is that correct? Yeah, that's what I said. Well then, I suggest you take another look at the note written by the victim. The note? It very clearly says, wear white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like, thus the special request. I just noticed her smile is kind of creepy. It's fine again, okay. I have one very simple question for you, detective. Where is the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo. Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am. Did you stop there? You should have looked for it. The caller told her to wear it to identify herself, so I expect she just did that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this? I see the defense is a little lacking. The scarf you are searching for so desperately, is it this one, perchance? Where did you get that, sir? On Dusky Bridge. It was there first, and I decided to conduct my own investigation. What? Why didn't you tell me? I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place I know. The hotshot sure has a flair for dramatic. It's not exactly white, as the caller requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for. It sure looks like it spent some time in the mud. Not surprising, it was drizzling on the mountain that day. Prosecutor Edgeworth was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time. The court will accept the scarf into evidence. Owned by the victim found on Dusky Bridge. Now, if the attorney for the defense is finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is all right with you, isn't it, Miss Fay? God, you're such a dick, Edgeworth. Boy, would I like to wrap this scarf around his smarmy little neck. Jesus, Mia. She's a murderer. Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusivity, and with hard evidence at that. Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Falls did indeed meet on that bridge that day. Further, we will show exactly what occurred there. That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear it all about it. Ugh, everything is moving at his whim. Don't forget, Kieran, there's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius. A genius, huh? Well, we'll be more genius. We'll be geniuses. Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately. It's a little hard to see what's going on. But you can quite clearly see a person there and a person here. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off. I love in AA1, she always seemed a calm person, yet in AA3, she seemed either annoyed or pissed. Yeah, she's just dumb with everything, even though it's her first case. Looking at this photo, you really get the sense that the bridge is very high up. It is about a 40-foot drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below. Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway? Let's just say it was a well-intentioned third party. Aha! A potential witness? So why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify. Can they? I don't think people can refuse to testify. What do you mean? I guess they can, but it implicates them. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Witness's photo added to the court record. So, as you can see, Terry Falls had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge. Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes, it's quite obvious he's clearly guilty. Not again, that's not fair! I haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean, I don't like this judge. I actually want the other judge back. He was actually more understanding. This guy's just like, I just want to get it done. They're guilty. It's obvious. It's like, well, we didn't even do the proper procedure in this world. Never mind the real world. We never do the proper procedure from the real world, but this game, no. Who is this eyewitness? She's a college student. A female college student? That's right, meaning she's female and a college student, ma'am. She doesn't do well in front of other people, so I can't testify for her. Maybe so, but as the attorney for the defense, I have the right to cross-examine her. For the time being, we're not relying on the witness's test statements. That is all. What is this supposed to mean? The prosecution has other, more decisive evidence. Our case doesn't rest on the vague testimony of a female college student. A female college student, eh? It means she's a female and a college student, sir. If you absolutely must hear her testimony, you will have to give us a good reason as to why. Please tell us about more decisive evidence in question. The victim is wearing a scarf in that photo, all right? So, about the witness who took this photo, what was the person doing all the way in the mountains? She was taking photos of the wild flowers, apparently. There are many unusual types of flora in that mountain, Miss Faye. People in the area say that it's because of the spirits that live there. Bullshit. Whatever. Spirits? And now that you mention it, this photo. This cloudy fog-like thing. Is it a ghost? I don't believe it. Also, how do you accidentally take a professional photography picture like that? If it was accidentally, it'd be all like askew and like kind of blurry, not complete and utter focus as though you intended to take the photo. Did Edgeworth just leak the partial identity of the witness? Maybe? No, Your Honor, no. I don't think it's a ghost. Drizzling, huh? That's right. There was a light rain coming down. The whole place was dreary. But not as dreary as the mood that's in this court right now. Looks like that's a cold front that's just moving. In any case, like it was planned? Yeah! The point is that the area was quite damp. There was even some fog. I even slept and fell when I was on the bridge. It was really something. Is that part of the witness's testimony as well? Of course it is. He pushed the victim hard in the back and she fell down right on her stomach. I remember what that happening once myself. It was really brutal. Are you talking about seeing someone get pushed, or were you the one getting pushed? It's been freezing 3 times now. What? I don't know why it's doing that. Like, yeah, no drop frames. I think it's literally just YouTube. If it is YouTube, I can't do anything about that. Which sucks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if it is. Or does it mean that the person that you pushed someone down like that once? With his mind-boggling tales and the way he says brutal, I wonder if he's Canadian. And if he is, he's my mortal enemy. Huh. Save your nasty look for the right person. Huh? Take a look. Poor baby. The court record seems to have wet itself. Hey, watch where you spill that coffee. The court record, huh? So in other words, there was a struggle between the victim and the criminal, huh? That's what the witness said. I just thought you should know. Yeah, that's fine. Thanks for letting me know. Well, it looks like she didn't remember about the scarf, but from what she said, it sounded like a pretty violent fight, ma'am. The area was wet from the rain. The bridge was probably wet too. Which would explain why the scarf was all covered in mud, but there's something about this testimony that's still bothering me. Talk about a surprise. I had no idea there was a photo. So what do we do? What do I do? You really still believe him? Mr. Crybaby, I mean? Of course I do. So the little kid believes in fairy tales, huh? In that case, the answer is obvious. If what you believe is the truth, then that means that somewhere in that testimony is a contradiction. One huge contradiction waiting to be discovered. That's your chance. Shows the victim wearing a scarf. A little hard to see what's going on. Shot the victim. Shoved from behind. Stabbed in the knife. A white scarf for identification. Hold on a minute. She's wearing a hat there. Although I guess you could say that the hat fell off just like the scarf. Nah, I thought so. Maybe a conclusion with the penalty. And here I thought he would go easy on me because I'm new. I didn't mean to skip all that. That was my mistake. If she got pushed down, wouldn't she be covered in mud? Okay, so it's not that one. How can you sub her from behind if they're facing each other? Yeah, pretty much. I'm saving because I'm actually losing health. Scottish me a Fae now. Yeah, that was my mistake. Nope. I wonder if it's one of those ones where I have to press now that I've known some extra information. If they gave everyone a Scottish accent. I guess if she was pushed, wouldn't she just fall off the bridge? No, I just presented my badge. It's the second game all over again by presenting a badge instead of the actual thing I wanted to do. Okay. Apprentice like mentor. Yeah. It was me! Alright, let's go through just in case. Yeah, witness, college student. Prison that day. Yeah, I guess it would. Nope. Because the thing is, if she was pushed, she would show signs of being pushed. But the problem is that she has nothing on her that shows that. Well, there you go. I guess I was right. I just presented the wrong thing, I guess. So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct? Yeah, and the fog too, just a generally soggy atmosphere. Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere. But this photo is of the victim's body. That was found in the car trunk. Considering the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right. Well, by all means, please enlighten us as to what isn't right. What is in this photo about the trunk that doesn't fit? I didn't get a chance to read that. I guess it'll be the victim. Naturally, the answer is right around here, I think. Well, Mr. Edgeworth. It seems to me that Miss Mia or Miss Fay could use a trunk herself. What? One that she could hide herself for all her bitter memories from this trial that is. You are truly a genius. A genius of sarcasm and wordplay. Oops, looks like I really put my foot in my mouth that time. That's enough. This trial has no reason to further prolong itself, nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. The case is extremely clear. I see no reason for misinterpretation of the facts. This court finds the defendant Terry Falls not guilty. He's let go. That is all. The court is adjourned. Well, at least I get my points back.
Objection!
Blah, 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 blah. Skip, skip. What is about this photo of the trunk that doesn't fit with the conditions that day? I guess the outside? Naturally, the answer is here, I think. What? Okay. No matter how bitter the memory, it can never be as bitter as dark black coffee. Alright, Mia, you got to think harder this time. And then let me ask you one more time. What is about this photo of the trunk that doesn't fit with the things? No muddy prints, I guess? But yeah, but I put it on her and it didn't show anything. Is there supposed to be a specific thing I'm supposed to be clicking on? Legs? This was around here. Just that I sticky wounds get right again. Actual trunk. No. Okay. Load. I should probably save so I don't have to keep going back and forth on this. The neck? Maybe? Oh, okay. Naturally, the answer is right here. The victim's coat. As far as I can see, there's nothing strange about it. That's exactly what's strange. Recall the testimony that what were the conditions on the bridge that day? It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky bridge was all wet. If the victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge, and the front of her coat should have been covered in mud. What the fuck? I clicked her neck! I clicked her coat before, and you didn't let me choose that, but I have to choose her neck to get the coat? What? That's exactly right. The other day I fell on the muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled. I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. If your honor had fallen in the shower instead on a muddy street, your glorious hokey beard, pride of the legal league, would have been wet but not muddy. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day? The surface of the bridge, huh? Huh. A real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this. Neither would a real woman. Of course I can. Here is the evidence that proves that the surface on the bridge was muddy. Literally the scarf you picked up. The evidence is this scarf. Ah! It should be obvious. If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy, it means that the bridge was obviously covered in mud. No. I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo. Excuse Edgeworth! What the fuck? You're calling her a bimbo? Okay. It reminds me of the Final Fantasy IX scene with Aiko. She's just like, God, what a bimbo! What the fuck? Best insult. Okay, moving on. Hey, same to you, Bumby. Bumby? Buddy? I'm sorry. I'm getting messed up by the bimbo thing now. I didn't drink. Is that just... Oh. Miss Faye's assertion makes perfect sense to me. I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction? Huh? For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at the explanation in this case, maybe, shall we? Alright. It's not like he's really giving me a choice here. Huh. You're doing pretty well for a little kitten. But Mr. Armando, no matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. If either the victim discovered in the trunk, the witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness's testimony that stated that she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? The false evidence is one of those three. I'm gonna save. Huh. What you just said now? I'm not sure I like that. That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the coffee aficionado over here that said that. This court is nothing of the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into court. But we won't let him. We'll expose his evidence as that flimsy scam it really is. Yeah. This false evidence declares the body in the trunk. The victim really did try to repel a killer, and if she did fall down on the bridge, then you would expect her coat to be dirty. Therefore, the body that was found in the trunk of the car was not the body of Valerie Hawthorne. What do you have to say to that, Mr. Edgeworth? Objection. Huh. Not only a whisper, but the mixed inner side, too. Valerie Hawthorne was more than a simple meter maid. She was a sergeant. There was absolutely no chance a mistake could be made about her identity. I guess he's right. From this point on, Miss Faye, I will penalize you for making unsubstantiated accusations. Don't do it, Mia. Don't cry until you get home. Oh, come on. In any case, the court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Maybe not him, he's the one that's doing stuff. Blah, 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 blah. I guess it must be the witness photo. About the photo that the prosecution claims was taken by a witness. It certainly seems to show a man in his prison uniform and a woman in a coat. However, we can't tell any more than that from the photo. Are you saying that the people in the photo may not be the victim and the defendant? Well, that's certainly a possibility. So perhaps it was another prisoner and policewoman. I admit, people have their quirks. Perhaps they were a part of a role-playing group. Well, I suppose that's also possible, I guess. You messed up again, kitten. Mr. Armando, there should be something else that's even more suspicious. Now think about the whole thing over again. I penalize you even though you didn't penalize me for the last one. I guess it's the third one. I mean, they all could be bogus. They all sound bogus. It is a no-brainer. Obviously, it's the witness that's suspicious. It would have been funny if they kind of referenced it like, well, I mean, you did choose the other ones first, so it pretty much was a brainer because you couldn't think of it. During his early testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen? Yeah, that's what the witness told us. That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all. That's true. Huh. It's not just true, it's the truth. If there truly was a decisive witness in this case, I'm certain the boy wonder over there would have called them in the first place. Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears that we'll need to hear from your mysterious witness after all. You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forth your witness at this time. What Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? It's the sergeant! She's still alive! Now, let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. This is it, Mia. The battle begins here. Witness, what is your name and occupation? Hello. Again. I have to remember how I did you again. Everyone is so silent that I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter. Oh, when I look at you, how can I put it? I look like a scrumptious and a double-double and a dozen donut holes. I feel like I want to hurry up and hand down a verdict, so I just have to bite. Hey, not so fast. As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. I would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her. They call up Misty Faye. Yeah. Oh, yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman. Miss Faye, you could learn a lot from this man. If he's such a gentleman, he sure doesn't act like one to me. Oh, God, I can't remember what I did for you, so I'm just going to go whatever with my gut. Sir? Yes, my dear? This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause. Not at all. It's no trouble at all. Now then, may we please have your name and occupation? My name is, Melissa Foster. I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department. You're on the scene of the unfortunate event occurred, correct? And you were the one who took this photo. Is that accurate? Wow! How can you be so mean? And now see here, what are you doing shoving that in her face like that? Huh? But it's just a photograph, it's not like it's something dangerous. Next time I'll be forced to penalize you. Uh-oh. I don't like this turn of the tape. I don't like the turn this has taken. As I said before, she's got nothing on Mia. Yeah! Literally the flattest person in the room. She could be a wall. And no one would notice. Posh English accent would work. I mean, yeah, I guess. Is she staring at me? And you would be? Huh? I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Faye. I see. So you are... And now then, young lady, would you please give us your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best. I was using my camera to take some pictures of the wildflowers. Then I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they were just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. And right after that, I called police. By the way, where were you standing where the incident occurred? I believe the map would be of help here. I was standing right over here. I was standing in a beautiful field surrounded by tall cliffs. So you took the photo from that location, eh? I brought the camera I was using at that time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to. Ho ho ho! What a cute camera. Just like this owner. Can you shut up, Judge? I really do not like this judge. Like, the other one was kind of incompetent, but this guy is just a fucking creep. Took the witness's photo with this, a small but powerful model. Alright then, Miss Fair, time for your cross-examination. But I warn you, make the witness cry again and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel. He's becoming more and more aggressive in his Scottish accent. Like... Did you say wildflowers? Yes, the mountain is famous for its beautiful spring wildflowers. But it's only February. Well, I couldn't wait for spring to come. Ho, I know just how you feel. It's just like when I first started growing this glorious beard of mine. I just couldn't wait, so I wore a dyed blonde Santa beard until mine grew in properly. Would you mind if we got back to the facts of this case, Your Honor? Was there anything strange about the two of them? I'm a bad girl. I know I am. It looked like they were having a really serious conversation up there, so I decided to watch them, like some kind of peeping Tom. No, not at all. Everyone is like that. I love watching other people fight too. In fact, I can't get enough of it. Actually, that's why I took this job in the first place. Too much info, Your Honor. The other judge is like your grandpa, while this judge is like your uncle your family warned about. Yeah. In any case, it's perfectly natural for you to have kept watching them. Especially dressed as they were. Well, anyway, I was watching them very closely. Do you have any idea about what they were fighting about? Eh? No, I have no idea. Why do you ask that? Oh, I just thought that maybe you ever heard what they said. I would never eavesdrop. I've got more class than that. That's right, Miss Faye. Don't drag the witness down to your level. Why did you take the photo? Well, the two of them were really going at it. Ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to be a news reporter. I guess that part of me just kind of took over. Smells like a lie to me. Yes, I understand completely. Even now, I can't completely abandon my boyhood dreams. I still use my grandson to test my comedy routines on. Oh, great. I'm sorry for your grandson. So he wanted to be a comedian, huh? Not that it has any bearing on this. All I could do was use my camera. So I took the photo of the crucial moment and gave it to the police. What crucial moment? You called the police? Yes, because it looked to me like the murderer was going to try to escape. We are already out moving before the call even came in. Thanks to the witness's note, we had already started our operation. And that was certainly tough luck for the criminal, eh? If Terry Falls isn't the criminal, then there must be something strange in that girl's testimony. Be careful, kitten. That girl has the judge wrapped around her little finger. You're gonna have to have a tough time poking holes in that testimony of hers. You're gonna have to come up with something really good, Mia. You're gonna have to tell me what's so crucial about this.
Objection!
Witness, when you say you took a photo of the crucial moment, is this what you mean? All I can see in this photo are two people facing each other. You testify that you saw the two of them started to fight. Normally, that's the kind of thing we would refer to as a crucial moment. Why haven't you presented a photo like that? Well, you see, the photo we presented was the only one there was. But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo of it. Oh. Is that supposed to be said like Homer? Is like, dough. My apologies, young lady. I'm still speaking like Edgeworth. But Miss Faye's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit. He can certainly downplay a situation, can't he? I'm sorry. I'm a very bad girl. I used it all up. The film, I mean. You ran out of film? This photo was the last one. What? Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all the photographs she took that day. All the other photos of the witness herself playing among the wildflowers. The witness herself? Then who took the photos? Well, you see, my camera has a timer feature built into it. So you took photos of yourself? I remember taking some photos of myself once too. Please, no details. It seems that Miss Faye's assertion was not so decisive after all. Wait just a minute. Well, if she had no film left, she couldn't very well take more pictures, eh? Miss Foster, perhaps then you could tell us about a different sort of photo. Photos of the incident that you took with your very own eyes. Wow, way to be pretentious about talking about memories, Edgeworth. Oh, they're like photographs you take with your brain. Shut up. I hate young you. You're so annoying. I'm getting so angry about young Edgeworth. What the fuck? Me, I take it back. Go strangle him. Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet. Very well, then. Let's get back to the cross-examination. I don't like anyone in this case. Everyone's a dickhead. Let's hear your thoughts about the fight that you witnessed. Yes, Mr. Judge. Boy, this guy is really a sucker for sweet talk. Huh. It looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention. Yeah, it's sickening. I want the attention. How about we talk about elevators? Turned around. She didn't say that before. The victim. Why do you think she tried to run away? With the police training, she certainly knew better than to turn her back on a criminal. This was a large, powerful man with a knife. If it had been a quaggy woman like you, I'm sure she would have acted differently. What the hell's a quaggy woman? Quaggy? Why you... If it had been me, I probably would have jumped into the river. There's still something wrong with this testimony. So you're saying Sergeant Hawthorne wasn't able to get away from him? Well, it's a narrow bridge, and it was swaying back and forth. If you ask me, both of them were in danger of falling off. I only wish I could have done something to help her. That seems to make sense. I wonder about that. Something seems kind of off. Huh, does it now? You have a good sense. When you feel that something's off, that's when you need to figure out why. If Terry Falls isn't the criminal, something wrong with the testimony, the guy's right around his finger, blah, blah, blah. I get the feeling it's this one. Or Mia would beat the crap out of Edgeworth. Yeah, Edgeworth is a baby. He can't defend himself. Objection! I was right. Is that one? Witness, your testimony is a joke, and I'm going to sneeze. Bless me. Huh? What? But I just... Miss Fair, I thought I'd warned you not to make the witness cry. I'm about to make you cry, Judge, if you don't shut the hell up. one short testimony and 2 bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse. That was a violent one, thank you. Yeah, I think I hurt my throat doing it. Slightly. You said there were 2 contradictions? It's simple. Take a look at the foot diagram of the area. According to the witness testimony, the 2 of them were on the middle of the bridge. But if they were, the victim had turned around and tried to run. Well then, she would have hit a dead end. You said 10 yards, but she wouldn't have even ran 5. Because Dusky Bridge has collapsed on that side. Wah! Oh, what does that all mean? It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it. This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court. Objection! Just a moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth. There's his patented smirk and shrug. Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion. Oh, what do you mean? There's one major mistake in this diagram. What did you say? What are you referring to? It's all because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. It's a very old bridge. We couldn't find any official blueprints of it. So, you're saying... I'm saying that even though this bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that can't prove that the bridge was broken during the incident. That's ridiculous! You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge in this photo. I apologize to the court of not being more clear when I presented the evidence. Huh, that guy is good. Huh? What do you mean? He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, alright. That diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy. What? That coward! Well, Miss Fay, seems you've once again made a reckless accusation. I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself. No. This wasn't your fault at all. And now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all what it was the witness actually saw. Indeed. All right, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony? But it's so hard to go on. We're all on your side, Miss Foster. There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. Or the updated autopsy moment, yeah. But this time it was a map. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. And then he carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could have made sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the bridge on top of the bridge. He couldn't leave the body on top of the bridge, not a bridge on a bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. Diego throws coffee at Judge. YouTubers cheer. Yeah. Witnessing such a violence must have caused difficult. What? Why can't I read? Witnessing such a violence must have been difficult. Yes, sir. I'm still a little shaken up. If he accepts this testimony as it is, we're finished. Don't say that. Oh, well, maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on the way home. They make a really great matcha latte. Or mocha. It's a bit late for that. Huh, that's what I like to hear. All right, Miss Fay, your cross-examination, if you please. The contradiction is staring you right in the face, Mia. Go on the attack. Are you saying that the victim didn't fall down on the bridge? Actually, maybe she did fall. Of course she didn't fall down on the bridge. If she had fallen down, this photo wouldn't make any sense. If that were the case, her coat would have been all muddy. Sorry, I was like reading things. If you don't mind, I was asking the witness. Didn't he say lattes are a sin or something? Maybe? What are you talking about anyway? This is the first time we met this guy. He hasn't shown up yet. What are you talking about, Sean? No need to be so rude. Well, young lady. Well, young lady. Of course she didn't fall down. The man in the prison uniform grabbed her before she could. Ah. Well, one step too slow. And then, what did the witness do after, or the defendant do after that? You personally witnessed that? Yes. Did anything strange when he did that? Well, I don't know if you'd call it strange or not, but that's when the victim's scarf fell off. Oh, you mean this scarf? Her words match what we found at the scene. I don't see any problem. Of course, yes, looking away, whistling fragrance of dark coffee. You mean the defendant carried the body all by himself? Yes. Considering the size of the defendant, I don't think it would be difficult. Yes, but let's remember they were on a narrow bridge that was ready to collapse. Is it even possible for him to have carried a dead body on the bridge like that? Objection! Why would you object to a question? Well, the fact of the matter is that he did. This kind of talk is just silly. He's losing his temper like a child. Wow, why did he get so emotional all of a sudden? Miss Faye, if you think there's some other possibility, please share it with the rest of us. Why do you say that? It's already a broken down bridge hidden away in the mountains. Doing anything more to hide the corpse would be going overboard, wouldn't it? Yes, that mountain is famous among hikers. A surprising number of people go up there. But it's February, right? And it was raining that day, correct? There is also a small temple and a channeling dojo there. You know those monks? Those that just live cold, isolated places? I think the witness is trying to say that the corpse could have been found at any time. Besides, the witness is merely reporting what she witnessed with her own eyes. And you're absolutely certain that it was the client, my client, who was carrying the body? Well, he was wearing a prisoner uniform, but as for his face... So you're saying you didn't get a clear look at his face? Well, they were far away and it was raining after all. I thought I was only supposed to say exactly what I saw. Excellent. You are remarkably honest for a woman. For a young woman, or whatever that said. I'll just make him a sexist, whatever. Something about this testimony is bothering me, but what? Hey, kitten, have you ever put salt in your coffee? No, why would I? Why not? Huh? It may actually go better with coffee than sugar, right? Listen, my point is, if you're not sure, you might as well add a ton of salt to it. It might bring out the rust in something like a piece of evidence. He's right, Mia. Go present something. You got nothing to lose, except, you know, penalty systems, but whatever. By the way, I wouldn't put too much salt in my coffee. The two don't go well after all. Whoops. Gotta save. Little savey save. Carried her over to the car. Could have made the body stay hidden. Time to cancel the judge. I'm keep noticing this, because this means that it was jimmied open, or like, I don't know, maybe he shoved his finger in it. I put salt in people's coffee, but only for those that asked me to make them one. I didn't even think you could put salt in people's coffee. I thought it would make it salty and horrible. 1 second. And I'm back. Sorry about that. So, I'm just trying to put this in my mind. So, the way that she's saying it is that Killer was here, victim was here. The victim tried to run this way, but didn't. Got stabbed in the back. And then immediately carried and then taken this way to the car. But if she was here, she would have seen that, and she would have known that there was a car there. Okay, I guess not that. The statement contradicts as evidence. I'm sorry, but I think the only thing out of the place here is that pointer finger of yours. That could be very well be. Yeah, take this penalty and try thinking things through again. What's his problem? Pointer fingers are made for pointing. Wait a minute.
Objection!
It's the bridge. They're on a bridge. She could have just pushed the body into the river. Also, the car was stolen. Why would he need to break into the boot if he had the car keys? Exactly. A killer not wanting his body to be found, I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found. Well, what is it? Take another look at the map of the area and you'll see how. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river. For those who are not aware, Ravel River is well known for its powerful current. Move bodies that falling never recovered. Ah. In the victim case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur at that same point above the Eagle River, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in the water. Order! I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Faye. But I must admit it does seem odd that you did not have thrown the body in the river. Oh, I don't know what that noise was, but yeah. Well, Mr. Edgeworth. How sad. Perhaps Miss Faye would do well to take a dip in the river herself. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature. What are you talking about? My point is that no matter how odd you may find this killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with the witness saw. Quite true. Miss Faye, it seems that your recitation is without merit after all. How many times are my contradictions going to be fucking pushed aside?
Objection!
What the witness claims seems to have been totally ridiculous.
Objection!
Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car. That's certainly consistent with what the witness has told us. Ugh. Please, witness, go on with your testimony. I'll try. All you have to do is tell us what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again. Who is she talking about? All right, I'll do my best. Logic is lost on these people. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hit the body in there. Well, like I said, how could you have seen that? I'm supposed to be finishing soon because the thing I've got has arrived, but I'm trying to get this done so then I can just get a proper stop point.
Objection!
Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you've done it this time. Done what? Made a crucial mistake. A crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Faye? The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hit the body in there. You're saying that you saw that, right, with your own eyes? Yes, and? It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. This place you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. Do you see what I mean, even if you tried to see the car? The outcropping of rock is directly in the way. That's right, Miss Foster. From where you are standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car. I admit that the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. However, it isn't so tall that it would have stopped her from seeing the car. That's right. It's not as high at all. I was able to see his car just fine. I'm sorry, but that's bullshit as well. I'm so sorry, but that doesn't quite wash. I believe it was the eyewitness who presented this evidence to the court, yes? the location. This is the location the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge, but the outcropping that is being referred to is really more like a cliff. Ah. Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff, but still you claim to have been able to see the killer's car. No! Order in the court? What is the meaning of all this ballyhoo? Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in a stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing a murder, I'm sure you can appreciate the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that she saw it. Bullshit! No one does that!
Objection!
But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes. Huh. Oh. Mr. Judge? Oh, what is it? I think I must have remembered things wrong.
Hold it!
Hey, wait a minute. You can't just say that. Miss Faye, no one on their face of the planet is perfect. Yes, indeed. Quite true. You know what they say. To err is human, to forgive divine. I am inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here. How about you... Whew. Calm down. He's just a Canadian. A Scottish Canadian. What? That's not fair! Save the tears for later, kitten. Mr. Armando. Don't look back until the trial is over. Now is the time to go forward. But that wasn't fair. Okay, kitten, you need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony. The killer broke into the trunk of the car and hid the body in there. So tell me, how does she know that? How does she know that they broke into the trunk? Aha! Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you knew that, you're going to have to be a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the court. Well, witness? Well, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk because there was marks in the trunk's lid. I'm certain they were scratch marks from when he broke into it. What? Let me see that photo. It's true. They certainly look like scratch marks around the keyhole. It's quite obvious that his trunk has been broken open. Well, Miss Faye, are you satisfied? The judge is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. What she said, is there a contradiction in there somewhere? Yes, because she would have to be up close to see that. Mr. Foster, it looks like you finally betrayed yourself. What? You said you were in a field taking photos of wild flowers, but even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is when? When did you get a chance to see those scratches? Finally. I finally got her. Huh. I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. And then perhaps you'd be faster if Miss Faye explained herself. Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness had seen the scratches was... she put the corpse in herself. There's only one way that the witness had the chance to see those scratches. Yes, what is it? Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. The person who really did the body in the trunk of that car was... Melissa Foster. It was you that did it, wasn't it? But that's ridiculous. I would never. It was the man in the prison garb. He's the one that... I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Falls had been the one that put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. Exactly! Just like Sean said. There was no need to break it open. But he stole the car. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light, which means that the key would have been in the ignition. Oh, I see. Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we never would have uncovered the truth. That it couldn't have been Mr. Falls that put the body in the trunk. No! Preposterous! To even suggest that the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how do you explain the photo that she took? The corpse could have been put in their trunk when the incident occurred. And we already know that at the time she was taking photographs. Well, it's on a timer, you dumbass. Now's your chance, Mia. Finish this thing. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to think too deeply about it. I'm trying to say, for the shutter may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself. Let's take another look at this camera and see what features it has, shall we? There's a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Oh. Why? It's almost as if she had bought the camera just to take this picture.
Objection!
What are you trying to say then, Miss Fay? That when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed? Well, she really did use the camera's auto timer. If the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. Exactly. She was not in the field. Huh. Would the defense please explain further? I've changed into a different accent. Listen, this is a crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? In answering that question, we may make clear Miss Foster's true identity. Well then, please answer the question. Where was the Melissa Foster when the incident at Bridge occurred? Naturally, the witness was staying right here. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Before pointing out that the witness is standing, Miss Fay should do something herself. She should stand out where she stands, if you catch my drift. If you catch my meaning. Oh, don't worry, the drift was certainly caught. Yes, fairly on an exactly opportunity for growth. Now better try next time. Ah, yes, thank you. Well then, please answer this question. Where was she? Okay. Oh, I'm just going to lurch. There you go, she was the victim. Naturally, the witness was right here. But that was where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing. I guess I was right. Okay. Miss Fair, what on earth? Your Honour, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim.
Objection!
How asinine! Of course Miss Falls met with the victim. Mr. Falls, the only person who had the opportunity to have put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Falls. You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valerie Hawthorne.
Objection!
What? I have never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. Then who exactly is the victim in this photo? It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness. What? Its only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Falls met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster. Me? Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Falls himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne.
Objection!
But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the woman whose testimony got him convicted. But since then, my client has spent 5 hard years in federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore. You're just making this up as you go along. Where's your proof? I've got it all right here. This piece of evidence will blow open this case wide open. At the time of the incident, Mr. Falls had forgotten what Valerie looked like. Because of the scarf. Mr. Falls had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification, namely this muddy scarf. It was Mr. Falls who requested that she wear this scarf to identify herself. That already had been proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as you were wearing a scarf like he asked, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster? No! And then she turned into a ghost, apparently. Where's Miss Foster? She's collecting herself in the lobby. It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up the camera to set up a fake photo of them as together. The only question is, why did she do it? Well, isn't that obvious? She's the real culprit. Huh. Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Until then, this court is in recess. The defense and the prosecution are both to wait in their respective lobbies. Yes, Your Honor. Understood. Very well. This court is in recess. To be continued. Perfect stop-off point. I know it's only been an hour, but like I said, it was going to have to be a short one today. Unfortunately, that's as much as we can get to do, but at least we managed to do the first part, so woo! Let me pause, damn it! Thank you. Right, time screen. And with that, we shall stop there for today. Sorry for the short stream, but like I said, I've got to go do some stuff early today. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to end it there. We will pick this up on Friday. Tomorrow, we're back to more Baldur's Gate. Look forward to that. As usual, if you haven't already, like, follow, subscribe, do that bell notification so you know when next stream. And if you want to help support me directly, there's links to Patreon and tips. They do help quite a lot. And if you do become a patron, you get your name added to this list with others, such as with Hiroru Kuni, where I thank you for the continued support, and I'd greatly appreciate it. But until next time, y'all take care. Y'all have a nice rest of the day, and I'll see you all tomorrow for Baldur's Gate 3. Until then, bye everyone. Bye Sean, thanks for dropping by. Bye everyone.